Robo entered the lobby, almost completing the entire team, including the camera and production crew, which was only 3 people for this shoot and which would make Billy crazy inside.
"Where's the boss man?"
He asked, looking behind him.
"I was just with him."
No one knew, and after Rink shrugged her shoulders, she asked Robo, "What's up with your eyes?"
"I don't know. Maybe pollen. They're getting puffier and puffier."
"Did you eat something you're allergic to?" Gable asked.
"No, I didn't. Maybe I'm allergic to you."
"Maybe," Gable replied and shrugged himself.
"I'm just kidding around, man. You look nice today."
Gable wore a green button-down and green slacks. They might have been ironed. He put his hand to his shirt and smiled.
"It's like you're wearing granimals,"
Robo said.
"I know how to match my clothing, thank you." "Dude, I never said you didn't. Don't get so defensive."
"I repeat, as I have before, I could care less about fashion."
"Don't be a baby, man."
Harrison looked up from his phone.
"Let's just all get along and get through this town hall." "Right. Let's get on with this town hall,"
Robo commented and looked around the lobby, then rubbed his belly. He couldn't just get along without one more, though.
"Let's leave fashion to Harris. He's the sharpest dressed man in this motel."
"Leave him out of your little squabbles, Robo." Billy appeared and must have heard part of the conversation. "Okay, children, listen. Flo says that we are a go to have the town hall here. Tonight. Word spreading like wildfire. Like wildfire. Gable, maps? Check. Rink, pens? Check." The camera crew said they'd be set up in less than an hour, just enough time to eat dinner, and that's where they headed next.
"Robo, pa's $1." "Good, I'm starving."
The meeting room filled quickly and included the 2 officers from earlier still in their uniforms, several families, one older woman with a gray, tight hairdo who looked like she might have several cats. Maybe it was the flowered vintage 1970s dress that gave it away. Several youngsters with different items for autographs, a man in dark-rimmed glasses who looked as though he might have driven straight from an office, and other assorted witnesses and kibitzers. The on-site producer introduced the team, which received a standing ovation. 2 middle-aged women screamed they loved Robo, who appeared to be correct in the assessment of his own standing. Billy introduced each member of the team, and included Harrison, who he said was there to observe at this point, since he really didn't know what the man's role was. He went on to explain their mission. "How many people here have seen a Bigfoot?" Billy asked. Well, more than half the attendees in the large room raised a hand. "Wow," Billy said. "I think that's the most we've ever had." A man and his family seemed compelling. He and his wife were driving Highway 68 and saw a Bigfoot crossing the road. The location was near Tom Woods's place. Billy looked around the room for Tom, who wasn't present. One non-compelling bearded man wearing a Bigfoot shirt and jeans told his tale of a night investigation with one of his friends. A local news reporter from the Advocate newspaper revealed he had been compiling a list of all the Bigfoot sightings in the area and that he would share that with Billy. He also claimed that 2 of the witnesses had gotten such a good look that they were able to describe the Bigfoot's yellow eyes. The compilation was good news, even if it did indicate that the differing eye color might indicate more than one Bigfoot prowled these foothills. And the Johnsons were in attendance. Jay sat to Martin Johnson's right, and little Lacey sat between her parents. Jenny was no longer wearing her Fight Cancer shirt and instead wore an orange dress. Hunters would have no problem mistaking her for worthwhile game. Jace was winding his fingers in and out of each other and swinging his feet, except when one of the witnesses recounted a sighting, and during those moments, He leaned forward with wide eyes and a wondering expression of excitement. He would never forget his family's encounter. Martin stood and told the entire story of the Bigfoot crossing the stream leading to the falls. He told about how he and his father came to the falls on Wednesdays. He told about his children's screams and explained how the creature could not have been a bear. He told about the tremendous howl they had heard before they practically ran down the mountain and back to their car. His experience was the highlight of the evening. Well, his story and the story told by the officers. The police officers, some of the most credible witnesses worked in law enforcement, told their story next. Interesting in itself, but when the sheriff's deputies heard their radios sound, the situation went next level. Each of the witnesses were taking turns walking to the maps to draw a small X where they had sighted Bigfoot. The deputies interrupted.
"We've got to go, Billy,"
One said.
"We,
We've got your information. Thanks for coming. Hope it's not serious.
it might be. We've had a Bigfoot sighting."
Robo walked in their direction.
"Can we come?"
Robo asked.
"Come on."
Robo, let's go, Billy said. Rink, Gable, take care of things here.
"Petra needs to come too,"
Robo said.
"Camera."
Petra, with her short-cropped, almond-colored hair, tight t-shirt, and bell-bottom jeans, was the second live camera person on the crew, and was more of an intern. A young African-American woman with high cheekbones and skin the color of milk chocolate. In a word, she was wonderful, and a wonderful accident provided by Edwards providing a skeleton crew. What she lacked in experience, though, she was making up for in creativity and talent, already evident in her prep work. With two cameras having been mounted in the lead SUV and a live camera shot, there would be plenty of video if this sighting proved fruitful. You're with us, Petra. They ran for the parking lot.
"Follow us,"
one of the deputies said over his shoulder. Drive as fast as you like, Billy said. I'll try to keep up. The driving scene seemed as though it would prove exciting. The trio of vehicles careened out of the parking lot and down the steep hill toward Highway 68. They broke the speed limit. Just a little. Onto the state highway, the SUV leaned hard left. The camera shots bounced wildly, and in the distance the blue lights could be seen easily, and the whine of the sirens lifted the team's adrenaline. As they approached the location, the officers cut the lights and sirens and slowed to a crawl. Night had almost fallen. They were looking for Bigfoot.